to the next one, simple present. Means when to use simple present. Now the structure of simple present tense is subject plus V1, as you know. Now simple present is used to refer to actions that happen regularly, rarely, or to state some facts, FACTs. I'll tell you what. Simple present, as I said, we use it to refer to actions that happen regularly and rarely, regularly or rarely, then to state some facts. Now regularly happening actions means these words: always, usually, often, regularly, normally, generally, daily, every time, every day, every week, every month, every year, etc. Now all these words tell us about a regularly happening action. If you find any of these words in any statement, conclude that that particular sentence is talking about a regularly happening action. So that sentence must be in the simple present tense. Now come to the first statement here. She speaks to him every day. Every day tells us about a regularly happening action. So this sentence must be in the simple present tense. We'll check whether it is simple present or not. She speaks to him. Just write down the order, nothing much to do. The subject here is she, plus speaks is a verb in the V1 form, and subject plus V1 is simple present. So every day talks about regularly happening action. It must be in the simple present tense. It is in the simple present tense, so grammatically correct. Come to the next one. She seldom speaks to him. Now seldom is the opposite of often. The word often talks about a regularly happening action. The word seldom is the opposite of often. So seldom talks about a rarely happening action. Now as I said, if it is a regularly happening action or a rarely happening action, that sentence must be in the simple present tense. She seldom speaks to him. The word seldom tells us about a rarely happening action. So it must be in the simple present tense. The subject here is she, plus speaks is V1, subject plus V1 is simple present, grammatically correct. The first sentence and the second sentence both are grammatically correct. The first one is a regularly happening action. The second one is a rarely happening action. That is the only difference. Come to the next one. There are 365 days in a year. Now as I said, we use simple present to refer to regularly happening actions, rarely happening actions, and to state facts. A fact in the sense like the sun rises in the east. It is a fact. And as it is a fact, it must be in the simple present tense. The sun rises in the east. The subject here is the sun. Rises is V1. Rise and rises, both are V1. V2 is rose. V3 is risen. Rise, rose, risen. The sun is the subject. Rises is V1. Subject plus V1 is simple present. The earth revolves around the sun. Fact. The subject here is the earth. Revolves is a verb, V1, subject plus V1 is simple present. So a sentence is a fact, it must be in the simple present tense. Now, come to the statement. There are 365 days in a year. This is a fact. And as it is a fact, it must be in the simple present tense. There are 365 days in a year. It is in the present tense. Yes, because are comes only in the present tense. Are will not come in the past tense or future tense. Are comes only in the present tense. So this sentence is in the present tense and it must be in one of the four categories of present tense. Simple present, present continuous, present perfect or present perfect continuous. There is no ing here, so it is not present continuous. It is not present perfect continuous. We have only two categories left. One is simple present, other one is present perfect. There is no has or have plus V3 here, so it is not present perfect. The only category left is simple present tense. So this sentence must be in the simple present tense. Come to the same statement once again. There are 365 days in a year. Is there any main verb here? Main verb means action. There is no main verb in this sentence. I did not say that every sentence should contain a main verb. I said every sentence should contain a verb. There is no main verb here. There is no action here. The verb in the sentence is are, and are is an auxiliary verb. I said is, are, am, was and were can only be auxiliary verbs. There's no main verb here. Main verb is not compulsory, not necessary. The only thing is a verb must be there. The verb in the sentence is are, auxiliary verb. And in this sentence, it is a linking verb because there's no main verb in this sentence. I told you about linking and helping in the case of subject agreement. When there is no main verb in a sentence, the auxiliary verb in that sentence is termed as linking. When there is a main verb in a sentence, the auxiliary verb is called helping. So there's no main verb here. The verb in this statement is are, auxiliary verb, linking because there's no main verb. So this statement is a simple present tense. The only thing is there's no main verb here. Come to the next one. A football team has 11 players. This is also a fact. And as it is a fact, it must be in the simple present tense. Has comes only in the present tense. So it must be in one of the 4 categories of present tense. No ing, so not continuous, not perfect continuous. We have 2 categories left, simple present, present perfect. In this case, I say this sentence is not in the present perfect tense. Because present perfect tense means V3 must be there. There is no V3 here, so it is not present perfect. Only one category is left, that is simple present. Now we'll think about the sentence once again. Has is a main verb or auxiliary verb here? Has is a main verb here because there is no main verb after has. We have already discussed it with examples. So has is a main verb here. The subject in this sentence is a football team plus has is a main verb in which form? V1, V2 or V3? V1 is has, had. So has is a main verb in the V1 form. So this sentence is in the order subject plus V1 and subject plus V1 is simple present. A cricket team has 11 players means a cricket team contains 11 players or a cricket team possesses 11 players. Fact, simple present tense. You know what a proverb is? Take any proverb. A proverb is a statement that is taken to be true. That means a proverb is taken as a fact. All proverbs will be in the simple present tense because a proverb is taken as a fact. If you take any proverb, it will be in the simple present tense. If, for example, if I say this one, honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. This is a proverb. And as it is a proverb, as I said, it must be in the simple present tense. Honesty is the best policy. I say this is in the present tense because is comes only in the present tense. Is will not come in the past tense or future tense. So it must be in one of the 4 categories of present tense. No ing, not continuous, not perfect continuous. No has or have plus V3, not perfect. The only category left is simple present. There's no main verb in this sentence. There's no action here. The verb in this sentence is auxiliary verb. And in this sentence, is a linking verb because there's no main verb in this statement. Clear? So honesty is the best policy. It's in the simple present tense. So this is about the usage of simple present. When we go for actions, when we talk about actions that are regularly happening or rarely happening, we have to go for simple present. Or if it is a fact, the tense that need to be used is the tense in the category that need to be used is simple present. Getting it? Come to the next one. Continuous. The continuous category can be present continuous, past continuous or future continuous. Now continuous tense is always used for actions that keep going. That means without a stop or an end. Continuous actions will never end. Present continuous, past continuous, future continuous will never end. They'll keep going. I'll explain to you well. Come to the sentences. Come to this one. She was studying for 2 hours. It must be for 2 hours or since 2 hours. When do we use for and when do we use since? If I say Sachin has been batting dash 2 hours. For 2 hours or since 2 hours? I say Sachin has been batting for 2 hours. Since 2 hours is wrong. I'll explain. They have been married dash 25 years. For 25 years or since 25 years? I say for 25 years. They have been married for 25 years. Sachin has been batting for 2 hours. 2 hours. A simple reason. If I say for 25 years, 8 months, 9 weeks, 5 days, 6 hours, 7 minutes, 10 seconds, all these are called periods of time. When a sentence talks about a period of time, the preposition that needs to be used is for. Since is used with a point of time. If I say since 2010, since 2 o'clock, since morning, since yesterday. So point of time, it must be since. Period of time, it must be for. Now since is used for an action that has started and is still going on. For any action that has started and is still going on, we use since. If I say, I have been working here since 2000. 2000 is point of time, so since 2000. I have been working here since 2000 means I started working here in 2000 and still I am working here. So when any action has started and is still continuing, we use since. So since is used with a point of time, for is used with a period of time. Now as I said, since is for an action, I repeat, for an action that started and is still going on. Still means present, past or future. Still refers to present. So since refers to the present tense. So if since is there in a sentence, that sentence must be in the present tense. And the two categories in which since appears are, one is present perfect and the other one is present perfect continuous. These are the two categories in which since appears. So since appears only in the present tense, and the two categories of present tense in which we can find since are, one is present perfect, the other one is present perfect continuous. For appears in the perfect and perfect continuous categories of all the tenses. For appears in the perfect and perfect continuous categories of all the tenses. That means for appears in present perfect, past perfect, future perfect, present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. Now I'll come back to this sentence. I'm not saying it's correct. I'll come back to this statement, leave it there. I have gone for some sentences. We'll see which of these sentences is so are grammatically correct. Based only on the rule we discussed just now. We have discussed just now. Come to the first statement. They have been reading for 3 hours. 3 hours is period of time. Now 3 hours cannot be period of time, cannot be point of time. The period of time means duration. 25 years duration, 9 months duration, 6 weeks duration. So 3 hours is point of time, is not point of time, it is period of time, duration. And with period of time it must be for. So for 3 hours is a correct usage. They have been reading. The subject here is they plus have plus been plus reading is V1 plus ing. Subject plus have plus been plus V1 plus ing is present perfect continuous. Can for appear in present perfect continuous? Yes. For appears in the perfect and perfect continuous categories of all the 3 tenses. So this statement is grammatically correct. Come to the next one. She had been studying since 3 o'clock. Now 3 o'clock is not period of time. 3 o'clock is not duration. 3 o'clock is point of time. So since 3 o'clock is a correct usage. She had been studying. The subject here is she plus had plus been plus V1 plus ing. Subject plus had plus been plus V1 plus ing is past perfect continuous. Can since appear in past perfect continuous? No. Since appears in present perfect and present perfect continuous. So this statement is grammatically wrong. Come to the next one. Now we cannot miss any concept. Only if you think about all the concepts you can find out the error in a sentence. Come to the next one. He has been liking her for 5 years. 5 years is duration, period of time. So for 5 years is a correct usage. He has been liking her. The subject here is he plus has plus been plus liking is V1 plus ing. Subject plus has plus been plus V1 plus ing is present perfect continuous. Since can appear in present perfect continuous, but I say that this statement is grammatically wrong because there's nothing like liking. I told you earlier. I am liking you is wrong. I like you is correct. So even though the structure is fine, the statement is grammatically wrong because of the usage liking eliminated. Come to the next one. She has liked her for 5 years. Now liked, what is it? V1, V2, V3. Like is V1, liked is V2, liked is V3. It's like, liked, liked. Love, loved, loved. Hate, hated, hated. So liked is there. He has liked her for 5 years. 5 years is period of time, duration. For 5 years is a correct usage. He has liked her. The subject here is he plus has plus liked is V2 and V3. In this case, liked is V3 because there's nothing like has plus V2. It's always has plus V3. And subject plus has plus V3 is present perfect. Can for appear in present perfect? Yes. For appears in the perfect and perfect continuous categories of all the three tenses. So this statement is grammatically correct. Come to the next one. She has been knowing him since 2005. 2005 is point of time. 2005 is not duration, not period of time. 2005 is point of time. So since 2005 is a correct usage. She has been knowing him. The subject here is she plus has plus been plus V1 plus ing. Subject plus has plus been plus V1 plus ing is present perfect continuous. Since appears in present perfect continuous, but this statement is grammatically wrong because there's nothing like knowing. I am knowing you is wrong. It must be I know you. Knowing word is there, but cannot be used as a verb. It can be used as a noun. Knowing the truth is important. What is important? Knowing the truth. So we're getting the answer to the question what as knowing. So knowing becomes a noun here, gerund. I am knowing you means am plus V1 plus ing. Am plus verb 1 plus ing. Knowing cannot be used as a verb. It can be used as a noun. She has been knowing is subject plus has plus been plus V1 plus ing, but knowing cannot be used as a verb, so this statement is grammatically wrong. Come to next sentence. She has known him since 2005. 2005 is not point of time, it's not period of time, it's not duration. 2005 is point of time, so since 2005 is a correct usage. She has known him. Known is V3. Know is V1, knew is V2, known is V3. Know, knew, known. She has known, the subject here is she, plus has, plus known is V3, subject plus has plus V3 is present perfect. Can since appear in present perfect? Yes, so this statement is grammatically correct. Come next one. We have been working since afternoon. Afternoon is not duration, not period of time. Afternoon is point of time. Morning, night, afternoon, all these are points of time. All these refer to a point of time. So since afternoon, afternoon is point of time. Since afternoon is a correct usage. We have been working. The subject here is we plus have plus been plus working is V1 plus ing. Subject plus have plus been plus V1 plus ing is present perfect continuous. Since can appear in present perfect continuous, this statement is also grammatically correct. Come to the next statement. They have gone there in the afternoon. Now I told you about the usage of simple past and present perfect. Simple past is used to refer to a past action when the time of the action is mentioned. Present perfect is used to refer to a past action when the time of the action is not mentioned. Now, time of the past action is different from point of time and period of time. It's very important. Time of the past action is different from point of time and period of time. If it is point of time, since will be there. If it is period of time, for will be there. We have been working since afternoon. Afternoon is point of time here because of since. Come to the next statement. They have gone there in the afternoon. Afternoon anyway cannot be period of time. I say in this sentence, afternoon is not point of time. Simple reason is since is not there. Afternoon is not point of time here because since is not there. It is not period of time anyway. And still one more reason, for is not there, so it is not period of time. In this statement, afternoon is time of the past action. Right? Afternoon is time of the past action. Now come to this. I repeat, point of time means since will be there. Period of time means for will be there. In this statement, since is not there, so afternoon is not point of time. Anyway, it cannot be period of time. And for is not there. So in this statement, in the afternoon is time of the past action. They went there, the previous statement. They have gone there in the afternoon. The subject here is they, plus have is an auxiliary verb, plus gone is V3. Go, went, gone. Subject plus have plus V3 is present perfect. Present perfect is used when the time of the past action is not mentioned. Here the time of the past action is mentioned. We cannot use present perfect, so this statement is grammatically wrong. Come to the next one. They went there in the afternoon. In this statement also, afternoon is time of the past action. Since is not there, it cannot be point of time. They went there. The subject here is they, plus went is V2. Go, went, gone. Subject plus V2 is simple past. And simple past is used when the time of the past action is mentioned. Here the time of the past action is mentioned. We use simple past. This statement is grammatically correct. Come to the next one. She has spoken to me yesterday. Yesterday anyway cannot be period of time. It's not duration. In this statement, yesterday is not point of time because since is not there. So in this case, yesterday becomes time of the past action. Clear? She has spoken to me. The subject here is she, plus has, plus spoken is V3. Speak, spoke, spoken. Subject plus has plus V3 is present perfect. And present perfect is used when the time of the past action is not mentioned. The time of the past action is mentioned here. We cannot use present perfect. This statement is grammatically wrong. Come to the last one here. She spoke to me yesterday. Yesterday is time of the past action. You know that? She spoke to me. The subject here is she, plus spoke is V2. Subject plus V2 is simple past. And simple past is used when the time of the past action is mentioned. Time of the past action is mentioned here. We use simple past. This statement is grammatically correct. So we can select or eliminate an option only if we think about all the rules in all the topics actually. Now we are going topic by topic. We'll do exercise on individual topics. Then we'll combine all the topics and do some workshops. Come back to the statement that I told you that I would go back to. She was studying for 2 hours. She was studying for 2 hours. 2 hours is period of time, duration. So for 2 hours is a correct usage. She was studying. The subject here is she plus was plus V1 plus ing. Subject plus was plus V1 plus ing is past continuous. Can for appear in past continuous? No. For appears in the perfect and perfect continuous categories of all the 3 tenses. Continuous is completely different from perfect continuous. The 4 different categories are simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. For cannot appear in the continuous tense. For appears in the perfect and the perfect continuous categories of all the 3 tenses. She was studying is past continuous. For cannot come in past continuous. So this statement is grammatically wrong. That is one reason. If you're not getting the help of one rule, forget about it. Think about some other rules. This tense is in the past continuous tense. I told you when I start discussing continuous category, continuous tense is used to refer to actions that keep going. That is without a stop or an end. Continuous actions will never end. Present continuous, past continuous, future continuous will never end. She was studying for 2 hours means it's past continuous. The action ended after 2 hours. Continuous actions will never end, so this is grammatically wrong. So what I mean to say is this: in a continuous sentence, whether it's present continuous, past continuous or future continuous, in a continuous sentence, period of time or point of time should not be mentioned. Period of time or point of time should not be mentioned in any continuous sentence. Present continuous, past continuous, future continuous. Come to this one. She was studying. Was studying is was plus V1 plus ing. Past continuous, grammatically correct. She is studying. Is studying is plus V1 plus ing. Present continuous, grammatically correct. She will be studying is will plus be plus V1 plus ing. Future continuous, grammatically correct. The only thing is, in a continuous sentence, point of time or period of time should not be mentioned. Sometimes a minute rule like this will help us eliminate 3 options and get the answer. Got it? So this is about the usage of continuous. Come to the next category, perfect. Present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. I have already told you about the usage of present perfect and past perfect. Present perfect is used to refer to a past action when the time of the action is not mentioned. Past perfect when there are 2 actions in the past tense and only there is a time difference between the 2 actions. The action completed first must be in the past perfect tense. Now, perfect tense is always used for completed actions, not started actions. Perfect tense is always used for completed actions and not started actions. I repeat, present perfect is used to refer to a past action. Past action means completed action when the time of the action is not mentioned. Past perfect when there are 2 actions in the past tense and time difference is there. The action completed first, not started first. The action completed first must be in the past perfect tense. So we know about the usage of these 2. Now we're left with future perfect. Future perfect is used to refer to an action that gets completed in the future. That means for any action that gets completed in the future, not started, completed in the future, we have to use future perfect. Come to the statement, understand the meaning of it. He will have completed his work by next Tuesday. Next Tuesday refers to future, right? The verb here is completed. Anyway, it talks about an action that will get completed. So this sentence talks about an action that gets completed in the future. It talks about an action that gets completed in the future. And for any action that gets completed in the future, we have to use future perfect. So as this statement talks about an action that gets completed in the future, we have to go for future perfect tense. We'll see whether this statement is in the future perfect tense or not. He will have completed his work. The subject here is he plus will plus have plus completed is V3 here. Subject plus will plus have plus V3 is future perfect. The sentence talks about an action that gets completed in the future. It must be in the future perfect tense. It is in the future perfect tense, grammatically correct. That is based on the meaning. A simple reason. By appears in future perfect tense. By next Tuesday, by tomorrow, by next Monday, by next month, by 2025. So by comes in future perfect tense. Sometimes a simple rule like this is enough for us to get the answer. So future perfect is for an action that gets completed in the future and by comes in future perfect tense. So this is about the usage of perfect tense, present, past and future. Now the last category is perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. Now listen, this is a rule. Perfect continuous is used to refer to actions that start and keep going till some time. So for any action that starts and keeps going. Keeps going means ing. It is perfect continuous. That starts and keeps going till some time. We have to go for perfect continuous. Come to these sentences. She has been studying for 3 years. You leave since 3 o'clock. I'll explain it. She has been studying for 3 years. 3 hours is period of time, duration. So for 3 hours is a correct usage. She has been studying is subject plus has plus been plus V1 plus ing, present perfect continuous. Understand the meaning of it. She has been studying for 3 hours means she started studying, she kept, the action has started, the action kept going because of ing till some time. She has been studying for 3 hours means she started studying, she continued studying till some time, and till some time here is 3 hours. So this sentence talks about an action that started and kept going till some time. We have to use perfect continuous. It is present perfect continuous, grammatically correct. That is one reason. If I have to give you one more rule, a simple rule, 3 hours is period of time, so for 3 years is the correct usage. She has been studying for 3 years. Can for appears in present perfect continuous? Yes. For appears in the perfect and perfect continuous categories of all the 3 tenses. That is also fine, grammatically correct. Now I replace for 3 years with since 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is point of time. 3 o'clock is not duration. 3 o'clock is point of time. So since 3 o'clock is correct. She has been studying since 3 o'clock. Can since appear in present perfect continuous? Yes. Since appears in present perfect and present perfect continuous. So in this case, for 3 hours is correct. Since 3 o'clock is also correct. I'll come back to the statement. Come to the second one. She had been studying for 3 years. For 3 years is period of time. She had been studying is subject plus had plus been plus V1 plus ing, past perfect continuous. For can appear in past perfect continuous, grammatically correct. Now I replace for 3 hours with since 3 o'clock. She had been studying since 3 o'clock. Can since appear in past perfect continuous? No. So in this case, since 3 o'clock is wrong. I'll come back to it. Come to last one. She will have been studying for 3 hours. 3 hours is period of time. For 3 hours is correct usage. She will have been studying is subject plus will plus have plus been plus V1 plus ing, future perfect continuous. For can appear in future perfect continuous, grammatically correct. Now she will have been studying for 3 hours means the action will start in the future, will continue in the future till some time. That means she will start studying, she will continue studying till some time. Grammatically correct. Now I replace for 3 hours with since 3 o'clock. She will have been studying since 3 o'clock. Can since appear in future perfect continuous? No. So in this case also, for 3 hours is correct, since 3 o'clock is no. Now, the first sentence is in the present perfect continuous tense. The second one is in the past perfect continuous tense. The third one is in the future perfect continuous tense. In present perfect continuous, for can appear, since also can appear. Whereas in past perfect continuous and future perfect continuous, since cannot appear, only for can appear. So in present perfect continuous, point of time and period of time can appear. Whereas in past perfect continuous and future perfect continuous, point of time cannot appear, only period of time can appear. So this is about the usage of perfect continuous, simple and clear, right? Come to this statement, understand the meaning of it. He dash a movie tomorrow. Tomorrow refers to future. So sentence must be in the future tense, undoubtedly. The options given are will watch, will have watched, watch, watched. Will watch is will plus V1 plural, simple present, simple future. Will have watched is will plus have plus V3, future perfect. Watched is V1 plural, simple present. Watched is V2 simple past. Tomorrow refers to future, so sentence must be in the future tense. Based on that, we can eliminate two options, and those two are watched and washed. Simple present and simple past easily eliminated. Now we have just two options left, simple future and future perfect. I told you when to use future perfect. I did not tell you when to use simple future. Future perfect is for an action that gets completed in the future. And what appears in future perfect? By appears in future perfect. That's what I said. In this sentence, we don't have by. Based on that simple rule, this option is eliminated. Future perfect is eliminated. The only option left is will watch simple future. Now, even though I did not tell you when to use simple future, the situation to use simple future, we got the answer as simple future, eliminating the other three options. Based on tense, C and D eliminated. By is not there, future perfect eliminated. So only option left is simple future. Now the rule regarding simple futures. Now as I said, future perfect is for an action that gets completed in the future, and by comes in future perfect. Simple future is for an action that gets started in the future. So for any action that gets started in the future, we have to use simple future. He dash a movie tomorrow. That means the sentence does not, the action is not getting completed tomorrow. The action is going to get started tomorrow. So we have to use simple future, and will watch is simple future. We don't see a movie, we watch a movie. Seeing means just taking a look. Watching is something that happens for some time, done with concentration. So for any action, for an action in the future, in the case of an action that gets started in the future, we have to use simple future. In the case of an action that gets completed in the future, we have to use future perfect. And future perfect by appears. Got it? Come to the next one. Understand the meaning of it. She is dash now. The word now refers to present, past or future. Now refers to present, so the sentence must be in the present tense. Based on that, we can eliminate two options. Sang is V2, simple past. Was singing is was plus V1 plus ing, past continuous, eliminated. Now we have just two options left. Is singing and sings. Is singing is plus V1 plus ing, present continuous. Sings is V1 singular, simple present. Now we'll go back to the statement. She is dash now. The word now refers to the present. Sentence must be in the present tense. The meaning of now is what we are doing at the moment. Now means what we are doing at the moment. Doing is ing, and ing is continuous. Right? The word now refers to present. The meaning of now. Now means what we are doing at the moment. Doing is ing, ing is continuous. Now it is very clear that this sentence must be in the present continuous tense. Based on that, sings is eliminated, and so must be is singing, present continuous. She is singing now. What is she doing now? She is singing now. I am teaching now. They are playing now. He is sleeping now, etc. So now refers to present tense, present continuous tense. What we are doing at the moment. So what is she doing now? The answer is she is singing now. Now when you look for an error based on tenses. Now these are the rules that appear in the topic tenses. We have exceptions. Exceptions we'll discuss. These are the rules. I'll take you through the exceptions, and then we'll combine the rules and the exceptions and go for an exercise on tenses. Rules must be by-hearted. Similarly, exceptions too must be by-hearted. Now when you look for an error based on tenses, the main thing to look for is tense consistency. This concept will surely help us eliminate options while approaching cloze test, fill-in-the-blank questions, spotting the error, and sentence improvement. Tense consistency means if a sentence begins in the present tense, up to the end it must be in the present. If it begins in the past, up to the end it must be in the past. Future the same. The author should not jump from one tense to the other in the same sentence. The author has to maintain tense consistency in every sentence. So thinking about this concept will surely help us eliminate options. So these are the rules that appear in the topic tenses. As I said, we'll go for the exceptions and then we'll do an exercise on this topic. Getting it? Thank you.